Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of Between the Sheets with Spike. As you can see, I'm on the road again. I'm in Idaho Falls once again at the Shiloh, and I'm here with my friend Lisa.
Hello.
Lisa Hammond. I've known you
my God.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. I was thinking about that. It's got to be more than a decade.
More than 10 years?
I think I was like 10 to 13, somewhere in there.
Because you were kind of working with me at the Estee Lauder counter.
Yes, we were the gay Estee Lauder counter, and it was
Can you
fabulous.
believe that? A lesbian who knows about makeup. you were lipstick lesbian before there was really, I didn't know a lot of lipstick lesbians. You know, if not, they were just, I mean, I don't mean to stereotype, but they were just kind of like straight girls.
It's true.
Like pretending to.
Yeah, it's true. And I noticed that when I very first came out, it was like, I met with this great resistance of like, well, this is our uniform. If you do not cut your hair, and if you don't, hide, your body, or, there were different aspects.
Try to look more boyish.
Exactly. And so I didn't want to, I just think that femininity is part of who I am, and it's part of who I am. And it would be the same no matter what. And as far as like the L word and the femmes, we used to say femmes versus or lipstick or whatever. But really, mostly what it came down to was that it was like if you didn't go through this certain phase in our community in Pocatello, if you didn't go through this certain phase, you weren't really gay. Like a girl that wears a skirt or does her hair, you know what I mean? Like if you don't do something to dumb yourself down, to dull your shine, then somehow you're asking for attention from males, which was so confusing. So confusing to me.
I do remember one story. Oh, we have cookies.
Oh, yes.
Look, we have cookies. We're eating cookies and then, and they're brown, so at one point it's going to look like we got a little, on our teeth.
A little something, something.
Or something there. But I remember this one time you were at the Estee Lauder counter. We were just rearranging cases or something, and a guy came up and he goes, "Hey, I just thought I would stop by and let you know you're beautiful." And you just kind of went, "Okay, thanks." And this is really before I knew you were gay.
Definitely.
And I was like, "Whoa!" He walked away, and I was like, "Whoa, girl, you were working." And he goes, and you go, "Too bad I'm gay." And I'm like, "What?
What?
You're gay?" You
like Estee Lauder?
I know. That's really weird. And I see, because I stereotype people that way too.
Sure.
I mean, all the lesbians I knew were, in very rough jobs and, very tough and almost boyish, manly.
Yeah.
In a way. And then since then, more and more and more and more lesbians are coming out and being very feminine, very, it's like more accepted and everything. So, but in the beginning, you were not gay.
Well,
you were.
I was
so
not
you went through
gay.
that whole thing.
Okay, so yes, I have been married before.
You were not out. I
was not out. Yes. So my story, I guess, more just beginning when I was young. Grew up in a very LDS household and kind of a military LDS with the university brat thing going on as well. And it was just one of those experiences where I always knew something was wrong, or I felt like something was wrong. Yeah,
something was different.
Exactly, something was different with me, and I just couldn't ever figure out what it was. And so I got kissed when I was 17 for the very first time, and I was pregnant by the time I was 18 with my daughter, who is almost 20.
Oh my gosh!
So, and then got thrust into that world of being married and this and that, and it was so interesting because at that time I loved sex and I wanted to have sex, but then when I had it, I was like,
that's not the sex I want to have.
Exactly. That's it. I was so confused because I was like, oh God, I really want to have sex. And then I would have sex and I was like, that's just not, it just didn't feel right to me. So it took me going through school and kind of getting to about age 5, I think it was when I was about 23, that I had my experience of, I was going through my divorce and I had a woman that really pursued me, and it was like a light went on in a dark room. And it was just like, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with me. I've just been having sex with the wrong people.
You've just been, you've been doing it all the wrong way. And that is really, really not a story that happens a lot.
It does.
That's what I'm saying. That's almost the norm anymore. I know a lot of gay men who stay in marriages and have children and are just there forever, and then they wait too late in life to be all like, I'm gay, and then they never get to experience everything they should.
Which is so sad, yeah, because we should all be able to have, to love and love ourselves and be able to express whatever our fluidity is, our gender fluidity, or whatever our sexuality is, you know, in the way that we want to present it, in the way that we want to. And,
I agree, totally. Do you think that Idaho or Pocatello or whatever is like changing? Do you think it's just the way things are progressing? Is media helping? Is Idaho just waking up? Or?
I think Idaho's definitely way behind, because I think that in larger places where they were starting to have a lot more diversity, just in general in the gay community. And here in Pocatello, we did not have that diversity at all. And it was really divided into, okay, here we are the gay crowd, and then here's you people who you're either closeted, you know, or you're not really gay, or you're just bi. And that was really the most hurtful, was, you know, I thought I was coming into a community, and you became my community.
Oh.
You were my community, because I didn't have that at all. And we've had so many discussions. So many trips to Boise and back for our training for Estee Lauder. So this is not the first time we've been in bed together.
No, it's not. We had to split a room before. She's very quiet. She doesn't move. A couple times I poked her just to see if she was alive. In which you don't like that from guys. Like that.
No. Actually, the poking is the worst part. No poking. Do not poke me.
That's funny. So where are you now with how... You are dating.
I am.
A member of our troupe.
Yes.
Derek LaCour.
Derek my partner.
That's your partner.
Yeah.
And where do you, I mean, did you think you would be at this moment in your life at any point? I mean, were there dark days when you're like...
There were super dark days. Well, yeah, and as a child, even, like, I mean, I knew these things from way, way early on. I knew there was something different. I remember writing in when I started my journal when I was 8 or 9, that my soul is tired. Like,
were you like an emo child?
I must have been. But it's just that I felt that sense of, like, of the isolation and that difference so keenly, and it just took me all that time to figure it out. But definitely, I felt really comfortable with who I am and where I am. And as far as attraction and sexuality, I just feel like I've never wanted to go back. I've always wanted to just keep looking forward, and I find that the intimacy and between two women is incredible and kind of unbeatable. Sorry, guys.
My boobs just got excited over that. They're like, it is. Woo! You know that. I know. I mean, I am the same way. When I was a kid, I wanted to be able to tell people. I wanted to be able to tell a boy I liked him. I always had those feelings, and you know, living in a rural community, I was bullied. I got beat up a lot for being feminine. They called me Katie. And all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I got to the point where I was like, I just don't care what you think. I don't mince words about being gay anymore. I mean, someone asks me, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, and okay, and then you wait to see is the problem or don't care, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that it's actually helped me in a lot of ways. So I mean, you're just like forthright, open, 100% who you are now.
Definitely. I would say, like, when I very first came out, I was super like, raise the pride flag, tell everybody, even people that I don't know. I'm just like, hey, I'm gay, I'm a lesbian, So that, I mean, I was just excited about it.
Well, I know, and we even had a little game we played for some thing, and it was like match the thing to the person, and it said one of them was like lives an alternative lifestyle, and they gave it to somebody else. Like they didn't believe it was you or something. I can't remember what it was. They were like, we knew you were gay, but we also knew you were that other thing. But I don't get it. And then when you said you were, there was a lot of people who were like, huh?
I know, and I don't understand that like, oh, like, what is it about me that's so, you know, is it just because because of my femininity?
Well, I think it is the femininity. Myself? I do really think it is that way because, you know, I mean, it's stereotypes, and stereotypes are going away finally.
Yes.
People aren't using stereotypes all the time. I mean, it was the L word that brought something different. It brought that kind of fashionable, that, you know, sexy look to edgy look to being a lesbian. And so then after that, people started looking and seeing different things. And I mean, there's all types now.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know like the names that people give them, and it's like the femmes, the lipstick lesbians, the dykes, the bull dykes. You know, I hate all those things because it's just.
It's a stupid box.
Being lesbian.
We've already been in a box as trying to be, you know, straight. Why would we want to go back into another box? Like, why do we want to put each other into boxes? I never really understood that. And my partner now is she would consider herself androgynous. You know, she does.
She
drag.
is that one. There is that because I just did a thing with the head of the Saga Sexuality and Gender Alliance about the LGBTQIAA.
Yeah.
You know, and all those things, and androgyny or asexual is part of that now. Very, very androgynous. They don't look like either. Yeah. They're boyish, but they have a girl's voice. This, that, the other. You know, and what's really weird is I can go back to 5 or 6 different episodes where I've talked to people about things like a transgender friend of mine, Jody. I was like, I can always the minute that I find out somebody is transgender, female to male, I'm like, boom, shorter, boom, small hands, boom. I hear a little lilt in your voice. Right. You know, I start seeing that, but I mean, there are ones that fool the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Well, and it's nice that we can all express like I think I'm seeing among all gay women and men that we're starting to embrace and express all aspects of ourselves, the masculine, the feminine side, and realize that we're not limited to either of those as well, but there's this third wonderful category, which is not to fucking box yourself in anything, you know?
Well, yeah, and that's like with me, I mean, somebody who's like 6'5" and wearing huge hair and I keep a deep voice and everything. Everybody would look at that, I remember back in the day, and be like, that's not a drag queen. That's not what a drag queen looks like. That's, what is that? You know, when you're allowed to do things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad. So where do you see it going? Do you just see it keep going? Or we're having a lot of problems now with like people being transgendered and restroom usage. I saw a horrid video of somebody, an androgynous female, who was being escorted out of a bathroom because they swore that they were a boy and they couldn't produce ID, so they escorted them out. So, I mean, do you think we're still struggling? Do you think we have to go through that struggle to get to the better? Because you're saying that it's going to get better.
I hope it's going to get better. I feel it's going to get better. I feel like it's getting better within our community, and then hopefully that will start to make waves outside of the community. But, you know, I just think that I know it's still a problem because Cassandra, my partner, when we go into the restrooms, like, say, Walmart in Pocatello, there'll be people that will look at her strange. There's there've been a couple times when we've been out of town where people are like, "Are you in the right room?" You know, and, or the kids staring and that kind of stuff. So it's absolutely and I feel like Cassandra's very feminine. She just has short hair. So I mean, so there's different aspects.
Justin Bieber. I mean, that's why she's a drag king. I mean, she can pull it off. She got some Bieberism. You know what I mean? So I think that's okay. But I mean, it's kind of the same thing of like people in the gay community didn't accept you because you came out as being femme. People in the straight community don't accept people who are transgender, or not everybody, just whatever amount. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that I see how it progressed with you and how long I've known you and the different things that have kind of happened to you and how you've kind of just embraced yourself. I pray that the straight community, or straight, gay, transgender, heterosexual, all of them, everybody can just embrace everybody.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want to do with this kind of station, is to kind of let people know we exist, and it gets better, and we're not all crazy people.
No, we're definitely
not crazy people. So we're up here doing the Can Review, and you were our dresser.
It was so fun to be the dresser. Backstage at a drag show is fantastic. Almost better than the show itself.
They want to publicize it. Like Annie's always talking about putting
like a
cam back there. I'm like,
no! They would love it.
I don't look pretty. But then again, last night you dressed me. I'm going to give a little story. I had to put these big fur shoulder pieces on with boas on it, and then this big feather collar and this hat and this dress, and I was just like, I was in the dress and I was getting ready to go on, and I got on and I was performing, and then it just got so hot. Feathers keep you warm.
Yes.
That I literally couldn't get the collar off on stage. I wanted to get it off and just be like running around. That I just like grabbed everything, went under the shoulder pads, and just threw it.
It was pretty
into
awesome,
the air.
actually.
I just hopped it, and then just walked off like, and then
bang, mic drop,
and then just ran around. But I wouldn't. I mean, I did that on stage last night, but I don't want people seeing me all blah.
Yeah, no, I don't think, when you're changing, you're not thinking about angles and this and that. So maybe that's what the audience would like about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I would like it so well.
So you're gonna go down tonight and watch the show.
Absolutely.
And hang out. We might make you our tip taker
Ooh, okay,
or something like that. Take our money
I can
and
do
all that
that.
stuff. Thank you for coming on and just like getting in bed with me and talking a little bit.
I love you.
I love you. I love you and stuff. We got cookies.
Cookies.
So watch, like, and subscribe. More and more episodes are coming up, so I need more subscribers, and I need to know what you want to see. So comment below about anything that you would like to see, any subjects you'd like me to touch on. And like I said, watch, like, subscribe. 3-step system. You can do it. We'll be back. We'll see you later. Bye. Cheers. Cheers with a cookie.
Cheers.
I usually just bite their little asses off
I do,
because they're
yeah.
animal crackers.
Look, it's leaving the stuff all over you.